Franklin County Commissioners meeting, August 7th, 2018.
Good morning. Welcome to the regular weekly board meeting of Franklin County Board of Commissioners. Today is Tuesday, August 7th, 2018. And it is also the day for the National Night Out in Benton City, or Basin City, Basin City this evening from 4 until 8 or 6?
Around 8.
4 until 8-ish, says Sheriff Raymond. And if you're listening in on this in the courthouse, see if you can make it out there. I was there last year. It was a great event. With that, we'll call the meeting to order. All three commissioners are here together with the county administrator. And if you would, please join me for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First item on the regular agenda is a proposed Franklin County leave transfer policy to be presented by Carla Nave, our Director of Human Resources. Good morning, Carla.
Good morning. So HR was asked by County Administration to update the leave transfer policy, as there was a lot of confusion with regard to administration of the existing policy from 2009. Took us a little longer to update it than we would have liked, because our initial research came across some IRS language suggesting that failure to meet the standards of what the IRS calls a bona fide policy could cause a tax liability for the employee transferring leave to another employee, which is certainly not a condition that we wanted our employees to experience. So it took some time to determine the standards that needed to be met with partnership from the accounting leadership in the auditor's office, as well as Jen Johnson in the prosecuting attorney's office. We believe that the proposed update to the policy protects the transferring employee from any potential tax liability from the transferred hours. As I indicated in the read ahead, there's no fundamental change to the program, but the proposed policy clarifies the administration and also conforms to IRS requirements for these types of programs. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions, anybody?
No, the read ahead was pretty explicit.
Comments, questions? Okay, I don't have any questions. I'll offer a comment, which is it's the best coordination block I've ever seen on an agenda summary report.
Thank you.
Well, and I just want to, since we have the time, make the point that I have been asking for more information on the coordination block for as long as I've been here, not because it's some petty peculiarity, but because when people read these records, it gives voice to the people who maybe didn't agree 100% with what was being proposed, and it catalogs or records the fact that you involved them, you heard their concerns, you adjusted the policy, and then you published it, and that's what I call completed staff work, and that's how I believe we get the best products. So I have to laminate this and put it in my office, I'm not sure, but thank you for doing that. Okay, having said that, if there are no other comments or questions, a motion for approval would be in order.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we go ahead and propose to pass the Franklin County leave policy, transfer policy. Second.
Okay, there's a motion, a second for approval of Franklin County Resolution 2018-246 as presented. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, Dan's here. Okay, I didn't want to start till he was here. Thanks for being here. The next item is a request from the coroner for new budget transfer of funds for additional part-time wages. Dan, I think the read ahead was pretty clear, but please feel free to add to it if you wish.
Okay, well, this is about the time every year that I come before you, and in the past we've just taken it out of autopsy budgets because, I anticipate a surplus. I don't feel comfortable doing that this year because the prosecutor has me doing a lot more autopsies on overdoses, opiate overdoses. And so I talked to the auditor's office, and this is the amount that they suggested that we transfer over. My Chief Deputy Candace is due to go out on maternity leave the 1st of October, and she'll be gone for about 6 weeks, I believe, 12 weeks. And so that's pretty much the whole nutshell.
Okay, looks pretty self-explanatory to me. Any comments, questions from anybody?
Not mine. Where, let's see, money will come out contingency, and how much we got left there?
I'd have to go back and check
Okay.
for a certain amount, but there's probably 100,000.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I'll just note, Dan, on your coordination block as well, you pointed out that you ran this through the auditor, human resources, county administration, and most importantly, can all support the transfer.
Yes.
That, not speaking for the board, just myself personally, it's always helpful to know that others have been involved and that they all support it. And that we all make better decisions as a group, I'm convinced. Okay, if there are no other comments or questions, motion for action would be appropriate.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the coroner inter-budget transfer of funds, resolution 2018-247.
A second.
Okay, motion is second for approval of 2018-247 county resolution as presented. Last call for comments or questions. All in favor, please say aye.
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 That's approved. Aaron, thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is public comment. In relation to speak to the board in public meeting, this will be your opportunity. There will be another one later in the meeting if I don't forget like I did last week. Some oversight. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to office business.
Mr. Chairman, we have two warrants in front of us this morning. The first is fund expenditure, 13 different items, current expense, boating safety, capital projects fund, RV park, etc. The bottom line of these items is $412,188.18. And Keith has reviewed and signed off. Mr. Beaton and Rosa Gomez have approved them.
Okay, a second.
Okay, there's a motion and second for approval of fund expenditures as presented and read into the record. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those approved.
Second and final is salary. I move for approval of salary clearing payroll and emergency management payroll. In the bottom line of those two items is $1,051,342.80. And Mr. Beaton and Christy Davis have approved it.
Okay, a second.
Okay, motion is second for approval of salary clearing payroll, emergency management payroll, etc. as read into the record. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, those are approved.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the consent agenda 1 through 6.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and second for approval of consent. Are there any items that any commissioner would wish to pull out for separate consideration or discussion?
I
don't see any that are other than contracts and maybe designation to the CDBG, which is normal. So I don't see anything out of the order.
Okay, so again, we've got a motion and second. No desire to pull any items for separate discussion. Any comments or questions on items 1 through 6? Okay. Then, hearing no comments, questions? All in favor of consent agenda approval as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved as presented. Keith, what do you have for office business today, and are you anticipating an executive session?
In first order, I'm not anticipating an executive session today, Mr. Chairman, and nor do I have items that require official action. I just, for the record, would like to point out and congratulate all of those who have had a hand in working with the Benton County Emergency Services on the consolidation of the dispatch center at BCES. It's went live early Monday morning. Things are going very well in terms of the transition to a consolidated center. Calls are being responded to. Dispatchers are working. The system is working. I feel it's important to congratulate our partners both across the river and within Franklin County, the city of Pasco, who helped make this possible, and certainly the sheriff and his team for their work to get this. I know it's been a long time coming and a lot of years of discussion and planning went into making this event occur, but I feel like it's important to recognize that our community is safer and we managed to be able to do this on time and save hopefully some lives and money in the process of working together.
And like I say, it's really been a long time coming. As far as my former life as a volunteer fire chief up in Connell, up to about 2001, there was a discussion back in the late 90s as to what was needed to join the two counties for better safety. So it's been probably close to a 20-year project. So.
Yeah, I think it's a great accomplishment. Same here. I know every second counts if there's an emergency, and I think it's good to see this Tri-Cities work together.
And so I'll spare you all the repetition of everything that's been said. I agree with all that. Just would add a note that there certainly are some programs that cry out for being cooperative joint county programs, and frankly some that don't. And of all the ones that I think are appropriate for bi or tri-county cooperation, certainly it's got to be every one of them. Even though you already acknowledged them, I would point out that, at least in my judgment, my opinion, part of turning the corner on the whole issue of getting this done really kind of happened about the time we got new sheriff. So I want to throw a little extra credit that way, if you'll allow me.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any other business topics this morning?
No, but that's all.
Caught up with you.
Okay, excuse me, next item on the agenda this morning is public comment. We are well ahead of schedule. Anybody wishing to talk to the board, now's be an opportunity. Good to see you, Mr. Mullen. You got a minute after the meeting, I'd like to share with you some information. I got a phone call yesterday about the State Fish and Wildlife Commission and wolves. I know they have special interest, so we could chat after the meeting perhaps. Okay, no need for an executive session. Commissioner Cook, you might wonder why I'm delaying. I just don't want to steal your record for shortest meeting. Okay, any other comments? Any other business? Okay, we're adjourned.